Imagine standing at the base of a towering mountain. Its peaks disappear into the clouds, its slopes are jagged and steep, and it looms as an impenetrable force. You feel small, powerless, and uncertain if you'll ever make it to the other side. This mountain is not made of rocks or earth. It represents your fears, doubts, and overwhelming challenges. But now, listen to the words of Jesus in Matthew 17:20. He tells us something extraordinary. If we have faith as small as a mustard seed, we can move mountains. A mustard seed is tiny, barely visible between your fingers. And yet, that's all it takes to unleash the boundless power of God. Why is this faith so powerful? It's not about the size of our faith, but the greatness of the one in whom we place it. When we trust God, no obstacle is too big, no challenge is too daunting. First, faith gives us perspective. Faith allows us to see beyond what's immediately in front of us. Like a hiker scaling a steep cliff, we may only see rocks and thorns, but faith shifts our eyes upward to the summit. It reminds us that God is with us every step of the way. Remember, the mountain might seem unmovable to us, but to God, it's as light as dust. Consider the moments when doubt has whispered to you, "You can't do this. It's impossible." It might be financial hardship, a broken relationship, an illness, or fear of the unknown. The courage to take a single step forward, despite what your circumstances look like, is an act of faith. And it's in those small steps that the miracle happens. Second, faith fuels courage against adversity. Think of David when he faced Goliath. The giant was the mountain standing before him, instilling fear in everyone around him. Yet David had something more powerful than weapons. He had faith. A seemingly insurmountable obstacle fell with just a stone, because David knew the battle was not his, but God's. When Jesus spoke the words of Matthew 17:20, he was encouraging his disciples who struggled with doubt. They couldn't perform a miracle they had attempted. They felt defeated and asked, "Why couldn't we do it?" His reply wasn't to condemn them, but to guide them. He wanted them to understand that their lack of faith limited what they could achieve. It's a message for us today as well. Do not let fear hold you back. Step forward with courage, and God will move in ways you cannot imagine. Finally, faith inspires action. Faith as a mustard seed is small, but a mustard seed doesn't stay small. It grows. How? Through nurturing, through trust, and through action. Faith is not passive. It moves. It speaks to mountains. It challenges the impossible. Jesus isn't asking us to rely on our strength, but to trust in God's power. Speak to your mountains, not in doubt, but in confidence. Take action with the belief that God is working through you. So, let's return to the mountain before you. It's no longer a symbol of fear. It's an opportunity for God to show His glory. Whatever stands in your way today, know this: you are not facing it alone. Take that mustard seed of faith and speak to the mountain. Move. It might take time. It might take perseverance. But remember, nothing will be impossible for you, because nothing is impossible for God.